when movies started being made, right, Hollywood, I love using this example because it's kind of romantic and all that kind of stuff, but before De Beers actually did a product placement with a diamond ring, people were just giving gold bands as a wedding proposal. De Beers thought this was a great opportunity, this was a loudspeaker that they could get involved, and they started placing diamond rings as part of these, these actors giving a diamond ring as a proposal or a wedding gift. And that was the first kind of example of product placement. And it was enormously successful. And for the last 80 years or so, plus minus, right, no one's really criticized product placement. No one's really, because it hasn't been intrusive. It's, it adds to the narrative of the story that you're watching. Yeah. Someone's drinking a Pepsi or Coke. It's not about, I'm getting exploited. Yeah, I'm getting exploited. No, it's the character that's drinking a Coke, right? There's not a pop-up that suddenly comes up onto my, on my Netflix screen and says, click here, and then the minimize button is so small. You got to find it in the corner and you've got to minimize the ad. It's not anything about that. Product placement is subtle. Now, I think from an advertising point of view in Web3 and immersive, digital experiences, I think that's going to be an enormous opportunity for people.
That makes sense.
It's going to be subtle. It's going to be entwined into that experience. Now, let's kind of debunk what is typically happening right now. You're getting really bad examples, I think, personally, right? You're getting these Walmart lands. And you're getting these banks that are popping up in the virtual world.
Could you, if people don't know Walmart land?
Sure.
Just shortly, what is it?
Okay, so Walmart developed a partnership with Roblox, and they basically created this theme park that was designed in collaboration with Walmart. So as a user, you go in there and you're in this theme park that's all branded right with Walmart. Now, how much time do you really want to spend in a theme park that is
there are roller coasters and...
Exactly, right? And, okay, cool, right? So they've now invested, there's a lot of money that went into, I don't know the actual number, but it's a lot of money. They went in and they developed this theme park in Roblox. Now, do they understand their current base, their target, their current customer? Probably not that necessarily, because the average person in America, where their largest footprint is, are they sitting in the metaverse right now? Probably not. Are they future-proofing? No, I don't know. They've now gone into this investment, and the CMO he gave a talk a couple of weeks back, and he was presenting to, I think, 2 people. In the metaverse. Isn't that a bit cringeworthy?
Yeah, right? that's a shame.
It is a shame. It is a shame. Now, I think you made an example perfectly before we kicked this discussion off. Was amazing. Lego would be a perfect opportunity. That would be a perfect opportunity. Yeah. Or Tivoli, like us being based in Denmark, that might be an interesting opportunity.
We have Legoland in Denmark as well.
Absolutely, and you've got Legolands around the world. For the record, where I was based, remember in Asia, we had a huge Legoland in Malaysia. Yeah. It was one of their biggest theme parks, right? Yeah. So I think they understand their audience. Disney's going to be an interesting one to watch.
That would make sense.
Disney's going to be an amazing. Personally, I think Disney's going to own a lot.
But what about just basic product placement, as you talked about before? Placing a Coca-Cola somewhere in the metaverse or in Walmart land kind of thing.
Very much so. There was an example the other day that was launched with Spatial and Exclusible, where Hublot, the manufacturer of watches, they're launching a stadium, and I think this is really interesting because people are going to be wanting to experience maybe a fan experience within a stadium. Yeah. Maybe they can't afford to get to the World Cup, which is going to be interesting to see how virtual reality plays a role in this. But Hublot they've sponsored this experience, and there's going to be subtle branding around the stadium with Hublot.
Of course.
Why not? Yeah. Right? We don't go to a stadium and watch a sports game and go, Carlsberg or Coca-Cola's advertising on the banner there, and they get upset about that. It's just part of the experience, right? We take it in because it's not coming again with this pop-up, a horrible experience. I can't see they just scored a goal, right? Yeah. It's not about that. So I think this is going to be an interesting product placement, but also an opportunity for advertisers to subsidize an experience.
Yeah.